It is winter and Oscar's viewing dock is closed. The beaver pond is frozen over. Oscar doesn't have much to do in the winter after the viewing dock closes. Oscar misses the endless stream of visitors. Oscar realizes he really doesn't know much about beavers. The visitors had questions that he couldn't answer. Oscar decides he will use the remainder of the winter to learn all he can about beavers. Oscar looks up beaver on the internet. There are many stories about the beaver and he wants to read them all. First, he must go to the local general store and stock up on supplies. He drives to the general store in Effie. Effie is a very small town in rural northeastern Minnesota. Effie has a church, a gas station, and the general store, Hank's Place. That is where most of the 46 residents shop in the winter. It has a little bit of everything. Oscar gets printer paper and ink. He finds a sketch pad and pencils. He gets a big can of coffee grounds and various foods to cook. Oscar's good friend Isaac Blackcrow comes into the general store. Oscar and Isaac have been friends since grade school. "Hi, Isaac. How have you been?" Isaac answers, "I have been great. And you?" Oscar answers, "I have been great too." Isaac asks, "How's your business doing?" Oscar says, "It is shut down for the winter. No one wants to look at the ice on the pond, and the beavers won't show themselves until the ice melts." Oscar continues, "I am doing research on the beavers so I can answer people's questions when they ask next summer." Isaac tells Oscar, "I have studied Native American lore and have some beaver stories I can tell you." Isaac is a professor at the college in Twin Harbors and head of the Native American Studies Department. Oscar says, "That is great. I want to hear them, but I need to get my supplies home. Why don't you come by my place sometime and we can have coffee and talk?" Isaac smiles and says, "Okay, see you later." Oscar waves at him and goes to his car. On his way home, Oscar passes trees filled with snow that glistens in the sunshine and piles of snow pushed to the side of the road by the snowplow. Oscar wonders how the beavers are doing beneath the ice. Oscar gets home and carries all his purchases into his cabin. He puts on coffee and turns on his computer. He is anxious to get started. The first article he reads is about where beavers live in the winter. Beaver do not hibernate but store food for the winter months. They also find what they can under the ice. They leave the lodge and swim under the ice. Beavers have transparent eyelids so they can see underwater. There are usually 2 dens in a lodge. The first den is for the beavers to dry off. The second den is larger and is where they live. Beavers enter the lodge from below the water and the dens are above water. The lodge is domed and made out of wood and mud. Oscar mulls over what he has learned about beavers. Oscar imagines Clarence and Darcy warm and cozy in their den or swimming under the ice foraging for food. Oscar is amazed and wishes he could experience winter under the ice. Excited to learn more, Oscar finds the second article. This one talks about beaver families. The lodge family consists of adult beavers, 1-year-old beavers, and babies, which are called kits. Beavers leave their family lodges after 2 years to find a mate and build their own dams and lodges. Clarence and Darcy have only just built the dam and lodge, so they are alone in the lodge this winter. Beavers have their kits in the spring. Oscar wonders how many kits will emerge from the lodge when the ice melts. Oscar looks forward to seeing the kits and wonders what they will be like. Oscar gets himself a cup of coffee, and as he sips the steamy brew, thinks about all he has learned about the beavers so far. He marvels at the beavers' life and wishes he could peer beneath the ice and see firsthand how they live.